Thank you. I might need it. Wow. That was uncomfortable. Okay, here I am. I'm an unemployed architect. This is me dumpster diving. It's something that I do frequently to scavenge materials. I like to play around with detailing of different materials, especially wood and steel together. And this is a way to get materials like VG fir and some scrap steel and put them together in things for my house because I'm a cheap-ass architect and I can't afford to have someone build something nice for me. This is my son. Being unemployed, I see him early in the morning and this is a benefit of being unemployed. He'll say, "Daddy, you stay home today because you love me?" I mean, if there's ever a reason to be unemployed, that would be it. Here that morning, not this morning, but the previous morning, I had him reenact this. He touched the wood and he said, "Oh, warm." And he touched the steel and he said, "Oh, cold." And I was like, "Hey, yeah, that's kind of cool." You know, the tactility of materials, you know, architects like that. So here we go. This is kind of a close-up of the corner post of the guardrail. I'm going to talk about the guardrail in details. Through slices, easy to do with the table saw, run it through. Simple for me because I'm not a craftsman. And it comes out pretty nicely. You know, these simple details with bad craftsmanship can come out pretty nice. There's an angle. The tip is cut square because architects like squareness. We don't like little roundy ends on things. Plus, it sits into the wood really well, like that. So these are like common materials, you know. The galvanized bar there is actually from chain link fence tension bar, you know, and pre-galvanized. That's great too because it's expensive as hell to get something galvanized. You know, it's just little nuts and bolts. Angle iron is a perfect material to do what I wanted to do with the guardrail, which was to make the vertical and the horizontal kind of float over each other. The finish is gun blue from like Cabela's, and the fasteners of that steel is brass, which is kind of cool. Here it's kind of a straight-on shot, so you can kind of see that floating effect I was trying to get. And flush detailing, I'm really into that. I think it's cool. And again, those curves and so forth allow you to do that. So here's kind of a far away shot, and it picks up the handrails that are here that have some of the same design, mental masturbation going on with it. But you can see the guardrail that comes down along the stair, follows the angle of the stair, and also it kind of picks up the idea of, well, there's force on that rail. All right, we're flipping here. Again, chain link fence, you know, a little metal bar at the end, conduit, shape the common dowel that you get from Home Depot, slip that piece of conduit on the end, and hey, it's cold, you know, so you get a little tactile sensation as you go down the handrail and you reach that cold metal, and it kind of signifies, you know, the termination of that handrail. Here we got in Japan, they call it the hell joint, which is basically a wedged joint, forces the wood against the steel, keeps that together. Sand it flush, like flush. Okay, another material I like is glass. Glass is cool. It's also something you can get pretty inexpensively from glass shops. Retrofit patio doors, tempered glass panels, pretty cheap. Use it as siding, why not? Only problem is it's a module, 33 by 76 and so forth. Trip to Japan, go there frequently. My wife is from Japan. This is the Geisha district, Chayu district in Kanazawa, Japan. They use this kind of lattice work in front of the windows. I guess the geishas are behind these screens. This is a more modern version. This is in a restaurant in Tokyo, a wood lattice, you know, with a nice glowing effect. So it got me thinking, you know, how can I make that architectural? What can I do with that? Give it integrity. You know, so I thought, well, maybe this vertical stuff could be studs. We want them exposed, so maybe use ipe, cut down those Brazilian hardwood forests, you know, deforestation, and then use those glass panels behind it, you know, to kind of make up for that, because they're reused. But it's cool, right? You got this thing. So here it is. It's being built now by Mr. Bad Craftsman here, and so I, you know, kind of bolted this directly to the concrete with some straps and some stainless steel bolts and little architectural fussy mental masturbation stuff like that. The challenge was, you know, how do I get this to work? So I had to hire somebody. Here, you know, the cool thing about this lattice is that viewed at an angle, it appears closed, right? But in the previous slide, it was all open, you know. So you got this kind of dynamic effect as you walk around, of openness and closedness. This is a SketchUp rendering I did with the house in the background. And there's that screen wall, that's a garage door kind of thing there, overhang. But you can see this module remains the same, so the roof slope slips inside of the stud wall to achieve that. On the back side, where the water comes off, I got some scrap PVC pipe. You know, that's the benefit of doing construction administration. You get some scraps. And so I'm using that to contain the bamboo, because I woke up one morning with this fear of my bamboo spreading everywhere. And this is the front side, where viewed from the entry of the house, the idea is that that'll be the lantern, you know, that'll light the entryway. It'll glow like that previous slide that you saw. But, sorry, getting back to that, I wanted to say more, damn it.